Hello everybody, welcome back to Making Richie Rich. So, as you can see from the background here, we've got BF Bot Manager back up and running. I've loaded in a lot of old bots that I had that have been running previous. And you can see we're currently in simulation mode. I'm in the wrong screen. As you can see, we're in simulation mode here. And I'm doing this just to test everything out. You know, if you're starting up a new strategy, it's always best to use simulation mode, just to see if there's any kinks or anything going wrong in the bot. You don't want that happening live. Problem is with simulation mode, it's also, there's two things. There's the curse of simulation mode where you can have a strat, makes loads of money, does great. The minute you go live with it, falls away to an arse. Now, I have no explanation of why this happens. None at all. So if anybody out there's got some experience of why they think that is, please let me know. And I can see why on certain strats. For example, if we go down here, my horseback each way does not work in simulation mode. We'll have a quick look at that just to explain what I mean. So for example here, if it gets a win, it shows the win, but it doesn't show if it places. It doesn't calculate that up for whatever reason. Now, I don't know if this works in sim or in real mode. I'll maybe test that out today to see if it works in real mode, if it pays back twice. Because, for example, if one of these wins, which that one did last night, the other two placed, but I got nothing back for those. Now, I'm not saying they did, but I'm just, for example, so I don't know if that's just a sim mode problem or if it's going to be the bot problem when it goes to real mode. So I'll test that out later. But that's the thing with simulation mode. It also gets on every bet regardless. And also I find that, as you can see down here, the data is delayed. So for example, it can end up missing out on races because by the time it gets the results in, and it's going to place a bet on the next horse or the next dog, whatever strategy you're using, then it might have missed that race, and that could be a race that won for you. Equally, it could go the other way against you, where it gets on and it's doing a recovery bet. So say it's on £1 on the next dog, and because the data is quicker in real mode, it gets on that next race, and that race loses. Where if you missed it, you could have won the next one. But you can't really go with that because that's just the nature of the beast. You're never going to know those kind of results. But I'm going to be testing these all in simulation mode for the week, just to try and iron them out and get them down to as low as possible in terms of stakes, etc. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through these strategies with you and sort of let you know what they're doing. There we go, we're up the top. And also to explain what my goal is, okay? So as you see, if you've been watching any of the recent videos, I'm starting to branch out more. So I'm doing some casino stuff. And as part of that, I've been doing roulette. And what roulette has actually taught me is about discipline in terms of getting in and getting out. And I would definitely say, especially from the Discord group as well, a lot of the biggest problems have been running the bot all day long. Because what's going to happen, you hit that bad run where your normal good strategy works, but you just get that bad run of losses in a row. Now, it's probably worse if you're on recovery on lay systems, definitely, because that can mount up quite quick. I know with doing roulette strategies, the longer you sit at the wheel, at the table, the more chance you have of hitting those numbers. For example, one of the strategies I do, there's 4 numbers on the board that I do not want to be hitting. And I can guarantee you, the other day it happened, it just kept hitting those numbers. Now, statistically speaking, it shouldn't because, there's more numbers on the board, but it didn't. It just kept hitting those. And you can't write that, and that's what the bookies, and they all know this, and the casino sites, they all know this, that eventually it will happen. So my plan going forward with a lot of the bots is no longer leaving strategies running for the whole day. Set it so it maybe gets to a point where you make 1% of your bankroll. So say if you have £1,000 and you have one, depends how many strategies you want to run. I say the less strategies you run, the better. That's going to be up to you. So for example, if I'm running some of these strategies and I say, right, once it makes £1 a day, then that's 1% of £100. Okay. Now, if you have 4 or 5 strategies run, that's £5 a day, and you build up your bankroll till you get to the next part where then you can move up. Or what I always suggest to do is once you make back your bank, remove it. So that means that any money you're making after this point is just profit. And if you lose anything, you haven't lost anything either, except for some time. But bankroll, I think, is going to be key. Yesterday, this made £74.55p in sim mode. But as anybody knows, sim mode isn't always great. But anyway, we'll look at some of these. So, first one, back with favourite place using recovery. So, what this does, and we'll have a wee look at sort of the highest bets that had gone on yesterday. So, the highest it went to was £5.8. These are on stakes of 5p. 2 seconds. Oh, sorry, I just got a wee message there. Yeah, so let's set on stakes of 5p. Now you can reduce that down to 1p again. So I'll maybe actually do that today. Reset this and set it down to 1p. But for example, yesterday, highest bet it got was £5.8 and got a £6.20 back. And for me, £10.60 a day is good. That's where you want to, if you're getting a strategy that's going a lot higher than that, there's also the potential of it going a lot lower, depending again on bankroll. Now, I cannot repeat myself enough. Especially in Discord, there's some of these strats as well. It's all about bankroll and bank management, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on from this point onwards. A lot of people tend to get a good strategy, see it's doing well, or it's making money, I'm going to increase the stakes, and then you hit that bad run. What I plan to do is have this. So, for example, this strategy here, what we will do is, if I have £1,000 in, I want that to make no more than £10 a day. That's 1% of my bankroll. Okay? And then you need to decide, and that's why I'm going to do all these results, to see what the worst case scenario is. How far can this go into recovery after a long losing run, okay? At the moment, the highest it's went to is £5.8. I'm comfortable with that. That's fine. That's a nice size. But yesterday could be a good day. And the thing is, as well, if we get it to a point where, let me see bets placed. Is that the last one? No. There we go. So at what point, I wish it actually showed you on this here what profit you were in on the side. So you could see at what point, right, where's best to get out. The odds are quite low on this because you're betting on the favourite to place. So all you're relying on there is the favourite to come first or second. And there's a high likelihood that's going to happen. If we look at the strike rate, it's 54%. So, 50-50 chance of that landing. So, you're going to have to go on a really long. Now, I remember I did the back with favourite to win. And I think the most I seen that go up to was 16, 17, which was just crazy. Let me see, actually, I've got a wee chart here. I'll see if I can pull it up. Let me go over here and yes, there we go. So if you look at this chart, you're talking starting at 1p, you would have been down. Well, if you wanted to see, this is the thing with that back the favourite one, which I really liked. And if you have enough bankroll to go with it, you can make some serious profit. Because if it gets on a favourite, say a 3, and you're hitting £327 on it, you're getting there, nearly £600 back in profit. And I got some great profits, but it also, I seen it go on. And the problem was with the bot was sometimes if a market was delayed, it would screw it all up. It's definitely a good one to do manually, but the problem is doing it manually, you're starting at £1 bets. So, you're going £1, £2, £4, £8, 16, 32, 64, 128, right up till on the 13th one, you're putting, what's that, £4,000 down on 14 losses. So you need a huge bankroll for that, but you'd be quids in, I'll tell you that, if you get a few of those in. But again, you can still run that back the favourite and have it set, right, well, once I get up to a certain loss in a day, the bot stops. You don't keep going, because that's where you can sometimes get hit and the losses accumulate. Where if you're just disciplined, say, right, well, I'm going to line this bot £10 max a day. If it loses that, then that's it. And if over the course of the week you're still down, you still got that control, okay, where it's not spiraling and really hitting into your bankroll a lot. But anyway, let's get back to it. Oh, I'm all black. There we go. So that's back the fave recovery. Back the fave place on a staking plan. That's what I'm testing out. So instead of using recovery, it just starts on a staking plan. And again, it's on 5p. But what it's doing is it goes 5p, 10p, 20p, and it just doubles up. So it's just pretty much what I was saying with that chart a second ago. So instead of using recovery on this, it's just a straight. Problem is the odds. Oh, pardon me. I need to stop having the drink before I come on here. Problem is the odds are quite low because you're betting on it for two places, so the odds are a lot lower. So it's not great using it as a staking plan. You sort of need the recovery to give it that boost so you can get more back, because you need odds of 2 to break even. Like there's 25p and 125p. At the minute that's -2. So that probably won't work too much. Back the third and fourth place. Now this is where things are a bit more promising because they have higher odds. And what we're doing is we're Dutching it. So for example, I think the stakes are set at 4p, so it's 2p each. And what it does, I'll just pretty much 2p each. So I wonder there's a one there where both won. Yeah, is that? No, it isn't. Because where you have the potential on this one is to get great wins is third and fourth both finish in the top 2 and you're getting double your money back. If one finishes, you're covered. As you see there, odds, it was 12p put on. And what the Dutching does, it works out the odds so that no matter what, you're roughly getting back the same amount back on either one. £2.78. If you're on a low bankroll, that's great. That's what you want. That's what I'm talking about. You want to earn a couple of quid a day, and if you run a few of them, that mounts up. Let's go and see what the highest one for that was. So we actually got up higher, £12.67, but with this added on, talking about £23 a place there. I'm only £2.78 in. So these are the things you have to weigh up. Is that worth that risk for just this kind of profit? This one I just started late on, I think. Yes, because actually I started this and had the stakes done wrong on it, so I'll restart that today and go again. I think it was the same for the other one as well. But fourth and fifth, you're 13p here, so again, something to come back and look at. The favourite seems to be the better one. This is back the forecast, 6th place Dutch. So what we're doing in here is we're betting on the forecast, but not just the first one, all 6 of them. And we're spreading our stakes out over it. So, for example, it's 10p. And what it'll do is take that 10p, spread it out over 6 of the Dutch and favourites. So let me see what the highest is. No, 91p was the highest it got up to there. But that's in. So I've probably been a couple of pound put on that one race, because let's go bet placed. And let me find where that is. So here, 12.54. 41, there's pound 70, 250, 350. Say about 450 all in there, placed on that one. But we're £4.87 in profit. Again, kind of numbers I'd be wanting to aim towards, in terms of like the smaller sort of profits means it's not running away either side, and it's not going to, big swings, hopefully. And that's what I'm looking for over the course of the week, because then I'm going to go live with the ones that kind of seem the most stable, and we'll run with those. So Dutch the favourite, second, third and fourth. So this is for straight wins. So what we're doing again, Dutching. So we're placing money on the second, third and fourth to win. Again, there's one there, 5, 8. What's that? 12, say £13 there. I put on that last race. All three lost. So when that starts today again, I'm going to have bigger recovery. So yeah, as you can see, £32, yes, that's nice. You're like, oh, happy days. But look what I had to put on, to get that at 1/2 today or yesterday. So I would have been £65. Now it won, came in £102. What that would have been 5. So good profits there, but you're on higher. Now I don't know if I can bring that stake down. I have it in 6p, so I could potentially drop that in half to 1p starting at. So let's scroll down here and see where it sort of escalated. There's quite a few losses there, which you're going to expect. That means the first has been winning and the fifth and sixth a lot. I think the favourite does tend to win about 40-50% of the time. So let's go see. Oh, my phone's going crazy. Yeah, so we can see where it's sort of. Oh, Joe. I'm wondering why this doesn't make sense. Because I haven't got it bet placed. So this is using recovery, right? Okay. So there we go. So this race here, 21-23, it lost. Okay. But then there was a race directly after it. The problem is with some of these strats, which I hate, because if you were doing it manually, you could have put the money on this race and you would have won. Nice one as well, because 5.9, great odds. But because it takes Betfair that long to settle the bets at times, you're missing out on one. So like I went from 28p, I went from here, won that race at 21-28, and then by the time we got on the next one, it lost. That was probably one of the biggest downfalls I find with Betfair. Just it takes so long. And it's not even Betfair, it's the UK, because I noticed the Australian races, the results are instant nearly. So if anybody knows why it takes so long in the UK for the results to settle, let me know. But yeah, it's just a pain. So that's something you're fighting against with some of these strategies as well. This one again, staking plan. It's just set up. Oh my goodness! Everybody, leave me alone. Why is it when you get ready to go on the cam that people start ringing and messaging? Right. The third and fourth win staking plan. Again, that's just a staking plan, the same as that one. They don't seem to perform them as well because they're not getting the recovery that they sort of need. We'll have a wee look at these. again, I think I need to test these out longer because I did set them up wrong, and I realised towards the end of the day yesterday, I had it initially resetting after one loss or after one win. No, sorry, yeah, it was resetting after one loss instead of 12 losses and resetting after one win. So I had them switch back around. So I've fixed that. So I'll leave them running. I'll leave them running for the week. They're there. I'll just see how they keep performing. As of yesterday, not great. 1p profit on third and fourth with recovery. I think that doesn't seem like, that's weird. They're all just been 1p bets. I'll have to look at that and see what happened there. But we'll give him a run that. Dutch the favourite 1 and 2 with a staking plan. £10 profit. Now look at that. £32. The race before that was £32 and £18.59. So 31. So those two were £60. Let me just get these bets placed. Look how that escalated. £10 profit. Now, this is the thing. Are you willing to risk putting that kind of money on? Let me see the stakes on this one. Well, see, that's higher stakes. So that's 50p. It could be brought right down. I can't remember why I have it set at that high. I think there was a reason. Just because it did win more often and the odds were lower. So to get decent profits, you needed to be a bit higher. And then the same with this one. Yeah, I just got restarted yesterday because I had it set up wrong. Yes, it's going to be using recovery, and it's on 4p. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how that one does. This one was just a straight staking plan. Yep. So what it should be doing in theory is, 50p roughly there. And then it should be, it got to win and got to win. Got to win. So it should be going then up. Yeah, so it went to £1 and lost. Yeah. 20, there we go, there's 50p. And then lost, so it doubles. And then you go £2. So that's why it's going right up there. So at that point, it must have had quite a few losses to get up to the £32. Yeah, so there's a string of losses there. So this is the thing we're going to be looking at, okay? Is what's got the most risk, and it's all about going to be what you're comfortable with going with, depending on your bankroll. I wouldn't run all these, and a lot of people seem to do that. I've got this bankroll and I'll run them all, and you don't have enough to support it. So as I've said a few times now in this video, we'll be looking at getting in, getting out, small profits, adding up daily. If you have £1,000 bankroll, in my head, anybody want to correct me in the comments, please do so. I'm thinking if you're on 1% a day of your bankroll, you want to aim for £10 profit, hopefully. If you get more, you get more. But if you've got 10 strats all running and you get £1 profit, great. 5 strats running at £2 profit a day, just constantly adding up. 1 week there's £70. Do you know? 1 month, what's that? £280 in a month. 3 months time, you could have your full bankroll back, and you're not risking loads. And you can lift that £1,000 out, and you can go again for another 3 months, and then just keep adding. You increase then your stakes by double. You still have enough there to cover. That's what you want to be doing. And it's about being smarter now, and greed. I found myself included here. I would have run these bots all day, and that's when you hit that inevitable bad spell. So if we can get past hitting that spell, and getting our profits and getting out and setting on what I want each bot to do for each person, and you'll have to do this yourself. This part is set your max loss on a strategy. So we're looking at it, we can see, right, well, the highest that went to is £32 bet. How high are you willing to go to in that bet or on that strategy before it stops? Okay, and you take the loss. That's the part that only you can decide. And from testing all these, we can see what the data is and how far we're willing to go on a strategy. But anyway, horses. So similar idea. Horse back the favourite to place. Nice £3.15 profit there yesterday. The horses, there's less races as well, which makes it a bit easier. Like look at that for a spell of wins for the favourite to all place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one, 67% strike rate. That's nice. We're staking there at 10p. Well, duh, Carl, it sits there. It says 10p. So, you're making back small change. That for me is a nice strategy. Let's see the highest it went up to. £1.63. To me, that's an ideal low budget strategy that shouldn't break your bank. You're going to have to go on a crazy bad run. And again, you can. People think, oh, once you have it set up, it should be bought, and it's just gonna print money. It's not. This is still sports, still gambling, still taking a risk. Nothing's certain. But yeah, for me, this is a low risk one. There's less races as well in the day. Unlike the greyhounds, where it's like one every 4 minutes, you have more chance of hitting on that bad run. The horses, you have a bit more control. So if you are at work and you have your bot running and you want to check in on it, the horses aren't a bad way to go because there's not as many. These, as I said, I'm not sure how they are working. I'm going to test them in real mode today and lower the stakes way down. So basically what you're doing is an each way bet, and we're Dutching it. So if it's 50p there, I could probably do that down to 30p, so that's 10p in each one. Roughly to spread out, but it's actually a 60p bet, so I need to go down to 15p. Yeah, and that will make it a 30p. Yeah, so we went down to 15p in that. It's 5p roughly in each horse, and all you're needing it to do is either win or place. If it wins, obviously like this one, you're getting big money. It's nice. But we're still only in £10 profit there, and we had to risk, what's that, nearly £40-50. Again, we can reduce those stakes down, reduce that in half. You're £5 in profit, and you've only risked £25 there. But again, leave this one with me because I think this should be a lot higher. It's not counting in the money we get back from them placing. I don't know why either. Third to fifth is in the minus, so that was just 3 to 5, of winning and placing. Again, I think this could be higher. We'll test that out in real today. And then good old the place, Dutching. So this is 1 to 3 and 4 to 6. For me, that's a nice number. Low strike rate for whatever reason. Market strike. Oh, no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Market strike rate, because only one wins, but we're doing 3 at a time, so that makes that lower. So 60% of the time, you're getting the win. For me, a good strike rate, because you're covering 3 horses there to finish in the top 3. And the 3 favourites, so you're unlikely to go on a massive run. The highest there we placed was, what's that, £7 on that. So it's just using a basic recovery. Yeah. And then 4 to 6, self-explanatory. You're going to get a longer, well, actually, no, look, strike rate isn't too far off. and you're going to get better odds here. So I'm surprised this hasn't got a higher win. Yeah. And again, these stakes can be reduced down. I think it's at 50p. But we'll leave that running today to see as well. What I'm actually going to do, I'll restart all these today, and I'm going to lower them down to the lowest possible. Sometimes, especially with Dutch strategies, you need to have a bit more in because you can't split 3p. You know, if it needs to split 3p between 3 horses, it can't go any lower than 1p. So sometimes it's better having a wee bit more there, so it can calculate between to give to even it out. So, but yes, that's where we're at. I also need to give a shout out to Chris in Discord. He's been running these for the last while since I've been MIA, and he's come up with a few recovery strategies, and he sent me over the details, so I need to look into it. And I'm going to get his strategies loaded on as well and test them, and see how they go. And he's come up with his own pretty much recovery method based on your bankroll, and he's got different plans for different strategies. So I'm looking forward to getting into those and seeing how they work. So I'm just so used to doing my own stuff, and it's been a long time since I've even been doing these. So I'll hopefully get his loaded on this week as well and talk about them in the next video, and we can see how they're performing, and just to look at sort of his approach to it. Again, as I've said a few times in this video, I'm trying to change my old approach so we can find ways to get in and out as quick as possible. If there's any strategies you want me to look at, I've never really tried the tennis strategies on here. I did have a football one at one point, over like it was 0.5 at half time. So there is football strategies we can come back and look at. The problem is, after a while, depending if you're running this in a VPS, the more markets you have in, the slower it goes a bit. And when you started loading in all the football strategies and all the football around the world, your markets over here became massive. Like it was, oh, there was a wee race there, 10:32. Who was that one? Did we get a win? Did we get a fake win? Did we, people? Let's go see. Well, we don't know yet. See what I mean? That was 10:30. Well, it was only 5 minutes ago, but let me see if there's any of the other ones there. Which one was maybe looking for recovery? This one. Oh, so there we go. I'll keep that up and we'll see if that settles while we're on the camera here. But yeah, if you have any strategies or something you want me to look at, to see if we can implement it in a bot and test it out. Simulation is great for testing, and if you do decide to go live, put it as low as possible and do it on a day when you're free, to keep an eye on it and watch it, because you don't want to be going live with something and then it all goes wrong. The best thing to do is to set a max overall loss, so no matter what, it won't go over that. It might, and what I've caught on with that one is, so say if you set a loss of £10, if you get to £9.99, it will still place the next bet and only stops once you go over £10. So you could lose more than £10, but it's still better than it running out of control and spiraling. Okay, but yeah, I'm looking forward, hopefully not to losing any money, of going live with a £1,000 bankroll and just doing what I'm saying and aiming for small daily profits and getting it, because it's great temptation. You can see it running well, like, oh, I'll just leave it running all day. But I want to be disciplined, and I want to make sure that if people are coming in and they're joining the Discord and they're getting these bots, that they're not going to be blowing their bankrolls. But again, I'll stress, it's the same as when you're playing roulette or any strategy online around gambling, even match betting and stuff. Don't blow your bank. That's the key. And and come into it with that. If you come in thinking I could potentially use my bankroll today, you should be ready for that. Nothing's guaranteed. So don't come in and oh, my money's gone. This is the risk you're going to take. I'm trying to minimize. Oh, look at that. Look at free loss. Trying to minimize that happening by testing these strats for a long period of time and having them set up so that they don't run out of control. And if we can do that, I'm more than confident that you'll be able to grow your bankroll daily. But yes, I'll let these run. Do you know what? This will actually be in a good bit of profit on the next win if it gets one, because we're minus £5.16 there. So let's see how that goes. But anyway, that's me for the bot video. I'll have another one up this week for the Delato journey, for those people who've been watching the channel for that, and how it's done over the last year. But until the next one, I'll see you then. Bye now.